Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Suikoden IV. Let's go ahead and unequip all of our stuff. Wait, there's an unequip all. Whee! Don't go into the light! Don't go into the light! Alright, go into the light. It's okay. Oh, hey, it's the Queen of Obel. Hey, I remember you from the introduction. The opening sequence. Am I really gonna have to stab you? Would be weird. For reasons I probably shouldn't mention. No, I didn't get to stab you. Okay, that's okay. I don't mind. Oh, hey, there's Flare. Where the hell have you been?
Wait, Father. Mr. Setsu asked me to do something.
Get him his royal garb? Is that what it was? Well, I suppose a homecoming he should be dressed up in his royal outfit. There are a lot more people there than are actually in the city.
Here he comes!
Can you see me? Does he care? Ah, Flare has an outfit, has a royal outfit too. Why is Nalio there and Dario isn't?
On my honor as the King of Obel, I, Lino and Kuldus, declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Obel.
Didn't we do this already? I thought we did this already. I like all of our characters interspersed with the generics.
This conflict, though tragic, has presented us an opportunity to think about the islands and their citizens. I would like to take this chance now to propose the establishment of an Island Nations Federation. What say you?
We have to think about it!
I hereby declare the founding of the Island Nations
Wait, we haven't given you our answer yet! Everyone's cheering, and I'm not sure that they really understand exactly what this entails. Including the pirates. I'm sorry we didn't ask the leaders of the other islands if they were interested in this. After unleashing the devastating power of the Rune of Punishment, as the first chairman of the Island Nations Federation, he vows to establish peace throughout the land. One can always find excellent wine where Eleanor used to live. Ted, it will be 150 years from now that he meets his good, beloved friend. Tal returns to Razril, polishes his fishing skills under Shiramine's guidance and becomes a fisherman with him. Oh, his fishing skills. Ilya Island, which he had determined would be his final... whatever, okay. Axel succeeded as island chief on Na-Nal, beloved by the people. Forgiven by the elven elder, Selma returns to her village with Paula. Concerned about Ted, Aldo runs after him. It is said Aldo... God. Alright, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with these. They're going faster than they should. It was... Yeah, I'll let you guys read it. These are going faster than the previous games. They're definitely going faster. Hey, Ramada survived. Having been forgiven, Snow spends the rest of his life as just another citizen in Razril. Why you go faster than previous games, game? Why you do this to me? Alright, well, I have a new opportunity to try to keep up with it. Gao, he heads deep into the woods where he goes on a wild rampage. Gretchen, she now teaches swordsmanship to the Marines Academy in Razril. Conrad, he returns to the Marines Academy in Razril where he becomes a world-renowned teacher of magic. Jewel, she lives in Razril for a while, but later returned to her hometown in Na-Nal. Katarina returns to Razril to reinstate the Knights and becomes the new commander. Lo Seng, after returning to Mordo with Lohak, they turn Mordo Island into a popular tourist spot. Shiramine headed to Razril to become a fishing instructor. He taught Tal how to fish, and now fishes with him daily. Lo Fong, having fallen in love with the Kingdom of Obel, she parts ways with her brothers to live there. Ugetsu, on days when the weather is good, he can be seen with a fishing line. Okay. Lohak still helps out his older brother, but also bought himself a boat where he naps on his days off. Rocketji, taking after his late father, he becomes a kind fisherman. Ricky returns to her island. Okay, now Claire, she continues to patrol the seas, frightening all those around her. I would assume eventually becoming queen. Tanya, gaining interest in the history of the island nations, she writes diligently to someday publish her findings. Jean, as soon as the fighting ended, she disappeared without a trace. No one has seen her since. I need to stop going faster than the previous games. Maybe I'm just more tired than previous games. I don't know, whatever. Nah, I'm just going to look for the interesting characters. I'm not going to be talking about you. Mickey, the story of Rhinebeck that he wrote would eventually become a classic tale of heroism. Mickey! Frederica, with her homeland in a state of turmoil, she returned to help resolve the tension between Scarlet Moon and Kuluk. Bartholomew, in search of battle, he leaves on a journey towards the land of Felena. Ah, I'm sure that won't come up in any subsequent games. You know, if all the mermaids return to their deserted island, it's not exactly deserted anymore. Dario, setting Nalio up with his own operation, he dedicates the rest of his own life in Kika's service. Millet, she becomes a general in Obel's army and continues to do good deeds. Warlock, captured by a militant faction insisting that he atone for the crime of spreading rune cannons into the world, he dies. Wow! Well, that's nice and blunt. Ah, the memories of the previous events in the game. Rune, saying something about the subterranean water channel, she leaves on a journey with rods in her hands. Ameria, having stopped wearing makeup, even her best friends apparently do not recognize her. Mitsuba, she is apparently still teamed up with Reinhold, staging pseudo-fraudulent duels. It's good. It's great that some things never change. Now, he ran off and hid somewhere, saying something about hating dry places. Vicky, right in the middle of the victory banquet, she sneezed mightily and flew away somewhere. Rita, she is apparently designing a new game that will allow her to make more money. Agnes, after cleaning up Eleanor's hermitage, she arranges to study abroad and heads for the Scarlet Moon Empire. Nalkul, he returns to Nay Island and opens up a business with Champo. I'm scared of that business. Champo, though the business he started with Nalkul did not take off for a long time, he never gave up on it. Oh, that's good. Maxine, she disappears, saying that her contract has been fulfilled. Desmond, he was depressed for a while when Louise left, but now he works diligently under Setsu. Louise, around the time when the kingdom began to regain its vigor, Louise disappeared, unbeknownst to anyone. Nalio, he became a pirate reminiscent of Dario. At least, that is what the legend says. Oscar is a guy? Alright, I'm weirded out. Had no idea. By Troy's ship. Beware of Troy's bearing gifts. I know that's not how it goes. So we're gonna get the credits now? Actually, it didn't say anything about Eleanor, did it? I don't think it did. Did I miss that? Maybe I did. Opening and ending theme, produced by Koba. I have no idea. So overall, I really enjoyed. I do enjoy this game. I mean, I did really enjoy it. Both when I previously played it and when I played it this time. Even having to replay certain parts of it for this Let's Play didn't really. I mean, it annoyed me that I had to do it, but it didn't bother me so much. One of the big problems with this game, though, is that to get a lot of the minor items, you literally just need to have the ship sit in one place for a while, like 15 to 20 minutes, when you're not using, like, the frame delimiter. So, it really has, artificial padding in it. I mean, Suikoden 3 had a bit of artificial padding in running around and grinding on the treasure bosses and stuff like that, and moving between areas up until you got Vicky, but there really felt like a lot more story to this, whereas if you distill out the story in this game, I mean, this is a short. It seems like it's a shorter game than Suikoden 1. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that this game has. Also, I still really can't get over the motion capture in the battles. It's just a little too weird. You know, I mean, Suikoden 3, it had no motion capture, so none of the movements were realistic, but that also meant that it didn't fall into the uncanny valley like this game kind of did. Plus, like, you'll definitely see it when I do some of the combo attacks, but the characters who use the large swords, like Mitsuba and Selma, when they do their combo attack, it's pretty obvious that the motion actors were not lifting anything of any weight. They're probably just holding up a rod, you know, a wooden rod or something like that, because there is no way that anyone could move the way that they move those swords, with the weight that those swords would have to have. So that kind of annoys me. I'm not a big fan of motion capture. I think it usually looks, I mean, well, yeah, it falls into the uncanny valley. They're usually overly exaggerated rather than natural, so I think that's one of the biggest problems. One of my other complaints is that pretty much all the characters who are standing around, their arms are kind of out. They're not natural poses, and their hands are always in the shape of holding their weapons. Like, you really see it especially on Lino, partly because he's in everything, in all the scenes. So it's... I don't know, the 3D, I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I liked the 3D you got in Suikoden 3 better, because it's a little bit simpler. It didn't try to be more accurate, or it didn't try to be too accurate, I guess. Oh, hey, the fog ship's in the background. I think that really distracted me from a lot of the events. And the fact that you got no real emotion on most of the faces, especially the main character. He's just got this bland look on his face the entire game. Whereas in Suikoden 3, again, you got grimaces, you got, you know, I don't know, various expressions, which were often quite amusing, especially with Ghetto's party. Yeah, I mean, you know, they took some steps forward and some steps back with this game. And of course, going to just a 4-person party, it dramatically reduced the usefulness of secondary characters, as did starting almost every single one of them out at level 1 weapon. Starting almost everyone with their weapons at level 1. That's just ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. I mean, admittedly, it's not too expensive to get them up to, like, level 7, but still, it's time and it's effort, and it means that you can't just toss them into a party and they'll do at least some decent damage. I mean, at a point where you're grinding out for the combo moves, you put them in a party and they're doing 10, 20 points of damage when other people are doing 200. I mean, at least if they were doing like 90, that would be acceptable. So I found that really frustrating. Almost no one came with good equipment when they joined. It's almost always like a single piece of really early crappy armor. Speaking of which, I didn't go through and remove it from everyone. Probably should have. Ah, well. I probably won't actually do a New Game Plus. At this point, I'm essentially done with this game. I've kind of hit a point in my life where, with the exception of, like, Crusader Kings 2, I'm not playing games outside of Let's Plays, so... I won't. But, I did like a lot of the characters, and having voice acting in the game for the first time was nice, although it did create some oddness when characters are, you know, the text boxes say the main character's name and the game doesn't. Oddly enough, that would be you know, Suikoden 3 would have been much easier with that, since you couldn't change the names of the main 3 characters. But I liked a lot of the voice choices. Definitely choosing Mary Elizabeth McGlynn for Kika. Always a good choice. And as I said a few times, we'll be following up this with Suikoden Tactics, which takes place in the same time period. A lot of the characters will return, although you don't get much out of the game by importing, which is one of the reasons why I didn't try very hard to do a lot of grinding and stuff like that. The only thing I really wanted to do was to get most of the weapons up to about the same level, so that the damage you'll see from combo attacks will be about what you'd expect from you know, people on the same level. Most of the combo attacks actually in the game really aren't that good. Almost all of the multi-hit ones is 0.4 strength, which is annoying. There's a few that are 1.0. And then there's a few like the true ninja attack, which is just essentially a magic attack. It's an earth magic attack. So the damage isn't as good. It really makes combo attacks, with the exception of Hero and Snow, Ald and Snow, and Ald and Kika, since you'll always have Ald in the party, the hero in the party. Not all that useful. But I had considered bringing Kika along to that final area for the her Falcon Rune is pretty powerful. That would have been nice against the boss, although I think Jean's lightning strikes did do more damage overall. Whereas I could have used their combo, Kika and Ald's, against the enemies for clearing them out fairly quickly. Then again, autoing worked too. Motion actors! Not a fan. Super eccentric theater. Okay. But yeah, I think that if they hadn't used motion actors, it would have been better. I'm not sure what else there is to say at this point. Covered most of it. As I said going into this is the weakest of the Suikoden games. The storyline did feel a lot more forced and a lot faster. I didn't really get a good feel for why York, the hero character, was actually put into the leadership role. Just kind of happened. I think we might get a little bit more information about the hero's background in the next game. We'll see. If we don't, I'll just say what it is, plain as day at that point. I'm sure a lot of people have figured it out. Oh, Shoko Ono. I didn't know she did the translation. Wonder if it'll actually give the acting credits, voice acting credits. I am guessing that's going to be a no. Our dinky little terrible ship with ferns on it. Nope, looks like it's not going to give the credits. I hate that about games, not giving voice credits. I mean, I know that some of the reason is for fitting them into these ending sequences, but also I think some of it is for Actors Guild rules or something like that. I'm not all that sure, but it annoys me. Is that Snow's little rowboat? I bet it is. I do like the ending sequence here. It's pretty nice. And the music in the game was better than I remembered. It didn't stick with me originally, just like Suikoden 3's didn't. But then playing through it again, I did remember the pieces, and a lot of them are very, very good pieces of music. definitely at a point where I'm not sure what else to say before this game ends. The end. Copyright 1995, 2005, Konami Computer Entertainment, Tokyo. And one final sprite of snow. And an epilogue, of all things. That appears to be the boat we saw in the, Why am I laying in the boat? Did you guys think I was dead and just, like, toss me out to sea? You guys called me friend. Jerks! I think it's a little bit far south for snow. Oh. Actually thought that was gonna be... Oh god, the seagull's attacking me! Well, I guess if there's a seagull there, we're close enough to land. Am I seriously just taking a nap? That is really, really, not safe. Just, I would totally get sunburned there. It's not smart. What the hell did you guys do? You bastards! You kicked me out! Bye, jerks! Just toss me out into this little rowboat. I thought you guys were my friends. Hey, I'm over here. Come get me. Don't leave me. No. I'm gonna have to wait until another hero comes along and decides to recruit me, and then I can be the most powerful person in that game. Seriously, did they think I was dead or something? I don't quite understand this epilogue sequence. Congratulations, you have cleared the game. You can now save the cleared data here. Let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Cleared data. Go back to the beginning. If we do continue, I believe, with that... Why does it jump me all the way down there? Load successful. And now, in a New Game Plus, we have the option to skip cutscenes. And we go right back into crap. And basically go right back into the start of the game. It would be nice if I could see my items, but I really can't, so I don't want to run through everything at the beginning and show it to you, so I think that, well, let's just get this taken care of. Ah, let's just surrender. Surrender! Defeat in the first battle. Never actually surrendered before. It doesn't game over, though. Let's skip that. That's just auto. I missed my 2 swords. Ooh, critical. I don't think I can see my... I do think I have more hit points than I did before, do I? Now we can see the items that I have here. Got a lot of items. You have a combo friendship attack. Let's do that.
Let's go.
Can't see the my equipment right now. I want to get to a point where I can see my my equipment and items. I'm not sure exactly what I take through.
Let's go.
Obviously, I'm not as high level as I was before.
All right, I'll go. Let's see you make them.
Alright, let's just do a special. Oh, darn.
No, it's mine.
Special! Full power! Oh, hey. I actually got a
Pay close attention to
chance to go. Special! Might actually win
Prepare
this.
to get beaten.
Special! Oh, he's doing a special. Ah, I went down. Oh well, doesn't matter. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, I have no runes. Equipment-wise, I've got nothing. Items. I have lost my rare items. I have kept my lottery tickets and, ornaments. I have all the trade goods. 29 pearls. That would really set me up with a lot of money. A lot of antiques. All of my material. All of my rune pieces. All of my sealed orbs that were unequipped. So I've got the fortune orb and I've got the 2 prosperity orbs. And I've got most of the equipable items. Let's see. See if we can, well, you know what? It might be easier if I get into... Let's go in there. Alright, so... Yeah, I don't have, the Great Earth Armor, it looks like, is the best of the, kind of interesting sounding things. The Ivory Robe, so yeah, I lost things like, the Goddess Robe and stuff like that. It looks like just stuff that you can make or buy. Stuff that, you can't find, or that you can only find, you don't get here. Same thing here. We do have the Dragon Helmet, Gale Bandana. Warrior Bracers. Got the God Hand and Mermaid Bracelet, though. So, yeah, that's what comes over. I've got all my lucky rings. That's pretty important. Anyway, that is a New Game Plus. You start out at level 1, which means you have to re-level. You have to re-sharpen your weapons. But you keep what money you had, you keep the time you had, and you keep most of your items. Overall, not really all that good, honestly. But, you know, hey. I'm not sure if combo attacks, I'd have to play through a while to see if combo attacks stick. If they keep those levels and everything like that. Anyway. Go ahead and call this an episode. We're going to have one more episode of a combo attack showcase, and then we are done with Suikoden IV. I do not know what I'm going to do next. I'm not going to do Suikoden Tactics right away. I'm going to put something else in between. Excuse me, but Suikoden Tactics will definitely be after whatever I play next. So, see you all in the next game. Thank you all for watching.